And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The winner in the comedy category.
We'll also meet funny man John Kassir, a Baltimore comic who's hit the big time.
Up next in Evening Magazine, we meet John Kassir. He's Baltimore's own, and he's a funny man.
Right now, we're going to meet a young man who could become a household name in the coming years. John Kassir has been doing Baltimore comedy for a while, but now he's gone to New York City to seek his place in the world of comedy. In fact, who is the man behind that laughing face?
If you're my age and you grew up watching TV in the late 80s and early 90s, chances are your TV remote went to HBO Tales From The Crypt. That is the voice of the Crypt Keeper, a famous comedian from Baltimore who made the big time when he did what? He won Star Search. Yep, that guy was given $100 grand by Ed McMahon. You cannot make this stuff up. Anyways, this piece here was made a couple years before Tales From The Crypt came along. So this is him sort of still rising to the top. And talk about his future plans, which he did not know he would be touching, our lives in just a few simple years.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The winner in the comedy category.
The winner is John Kassir.
Star Search was something that I never had expected to do. My knees were weak by the time I won. And when he said my name, I just fell to the ground on my knees,
You could have heard me in Los Angeles. I mean, we were hysterical.
Joanne Kramer was in New York City when her fiancé, comedian John Kassir, won $100,000 on TV's Star Search.
I think it's a very exciting thing. It's almost incomprehensible because it came so fast, but it's something that John has worked for all his life and has earned.
He may have earned himself a top spot on Star Search, but just who is John Kassir?
What? Who is John Kassir?
More champagne! More champagne!
My Autobiography by Charlie Chaplin.
You're a blonde! You're a brunette! You're a redhead!
I think I liked you the way you were.
Thank you.
Okay.
John Kassir is about, at least 5 or 10 people.
I like to think of myself as pretty chameleon-like, just to be able to adapt to the highs and lows of the profession. I learned to become a performer and to learn things from my surroundings, from what I saw other performers do.
John began this learning process while growing up in Maryland. A few years ago, you might have seen this Towson State University graduate performing around Baltimore with the comedy troupe Animal Crackers, a 6-member group which did Saturday Night Live's sketch-type comedy.
I travel around with Mr. Jagger to keep his tongue in his mouth.
Shut up! This is my friend, Shadube.
When the troupe split up, John went to New York to try his luck. It wasn't easy.
I was doing everything from delivering balloons to performing on the street. I'd have to say one of the most exciting and fun things that I got to do was performing out in front of the Metropolitan Museum doing street mime. The sidewalk would become the stage, and the people walking by would become my cast of thousands.
These days, John's cast of thousands has turned into an audience of thousands as they watch him perform 8 times a week in his starring role in the off-Broadway musical comedy called 3 Guys Naked from the Waist Down.
Go, 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 for broke. Nothing's gonna stand in our way.
And it's the only smash hit musical of the season. And it's about 3 stand-up comics and their quest into the TV industry, their rise and eventual splitting up in the industry. I play this suicidal maniac named Kenny Brewster, who really doesn't do his comedy for the audience as much as he does just to be able to communicate to somebody.
Now, just in case you missed it, that third guy was a young Scott Bakula. Yep, before he was quantum leaping and playing Necessary Roughness and flying around in the Star Trek Enterprise and playing some minor league baseball, he was in a comedy troupe with the voice of the Crypt Keeper. You can't make this up. That was him. That is your trivia for today if you want to impress somebody at trivia night.
John's preparation for the role of Kenny Brewster is what actually got him his chance on Star Search.
I had started doing stand-up comedy to study the role for Three Guys. So I started working in the clubs to perfect a lot of that material for the show. And while I was there, Star Search saw me working out and they said, hey, you know, this guy's crazy.
Then he came. The same dinosaur that's in every Japanese monster movie ever made.
So I went out and did it, and I won $100,000.
So what does a guy do when he wins that kind of cash? This guy goes shopping at Charivaris.
Which one is the dummy?
Excuse me, could you help me? Sure. Yeah, I'd like to try on these black with the white trim.
No. $475. Cute.
Yeah, but they feel like $475.
Actually, John didn't go crazy shopping. He's too practical and he doesn't have the time. With his huge success on Star Search and in Three Guys, John's spare time has been taken up with publicity. Diana Kassir, John's sister, has undertaken the job of doing his resume and publicity pictures.
John Kassir is my brother, and that's very important to me. He is a real trooper when it comes to putting forth his best effort no matter how he's feeling that day.
Make me look beautiful.
Champagne.
This glass of champagne that was bought with this money is going into that air. You got it? Good.
We have a good time when we work. And that's important when your work is your life.
Where will John go from here? TV? Movies? Anything is possible because he says nothing's gonna get in his way.
That's who John Kassir is. Just wind him up in the morning and he runs all day long.
He really is a very funny man. Since we last aired that story, John has moved on to other things. He's finishing up writing a film script. He's been wrapping up a television series deal. And also sometime in the near future, he will appear on his own Showtime special. So the best of luck to John Kassir.
Eventually, he would not marry that lady, but he married actress Julie Benz. And they were together roughly 9 years. You know, marriages in Hollywood go, they split like that. Anyways, Crypt Keeper is his starring role, what he's known for the most, which is fine by me. I mean, an iconic series, and he's the voice behind it. I mean, can't get much bigger than that. He's done bit parts in a bunch of movies, TV shows, but his character voices is on almost everything. There was also an animated version of Tales from the Crypt that John also voiced. It was, as you can imagine, toned down for the kiddies. For the kiddies, hello, John. And there's been a few attempts to revive the live action show. The closest we came was, I think, either TNT or TBS. Got to the point they were this close, like shooting pilots and designing sets and all kinds of stuff. It came this close. Anyways, you never know. Excuse me. Crypt Keeper might open his book back up. You never know. And if it does, hopefully the sensible decision is made to have John return. Why would you not do it? Ooh, I'm kind of excited. Man, they brought Night Court back. They should bring Tales from the Crypt back. Just imagine all the great stuff you can tell. Ooh. Great stuff.